Welcome back, wonderful people. We are going to start today with some Woody cuddles. Now, see how he gets up and he sort of shoves his head towards me? I know there he's asking me for cuddles. And I was right. A quick check and he throws his head onto my chest and my shoulder and he is asking for cuddles and loving. Now, he does try and push me over. Normally when we go to bed, Dell lays one side of the bed, I'm the other, and Woody lays in between us and has cuddles until he gets bored, tired, and then he trots off downstairs. So he's going to have some cuddles here and a bit of a relax. I am not going to let him push me to lay down because if I lay down, I'm not going to get back up. But I will not deny my boy hugs and cuddles as much as he wants. So it's a big cuddles for the puppy. And once he's bored, he lets me know and off he goes. So I am actually going to start in Alyssa's room. Now, I went to war with fleas in this room the other day. Because of the spiders in the house, as some of you might know, I cannot use traditional room foggers for the fleas. So I have to use a more holistic approach, which works really well, but is very time consuming. I am trying to film another video on that. It's taking longer than expected to get put together, but it's happening. I'm trying to get it to happen anyway. I moved Alyssa's room around, and since I've done that, she actually seems a little bit better at keeping it clean. So, I have asked her once again if she would like me to redecorate her room. And this time, she said yes. She's given me a colour palette and some ideas that she wants in her room. And other than that, I have pretty much free reign. I can buy the furniture, I can decorate it however I want, and I've got some amazing plans. Now, I have talked to her about these amazing plans I want to do in her room, and some of them she agrees with, and some of them she doesn't quite know about yet, but she knows sort of a general gist of what I want, and she's up for it. So fingers crossed, once I've managed to save the money together to get the furniture I want in here, and the soft furnishings and all that jazz, I will be hopefully doing a room redecoration in this room. Like I said, she is now keeping it clean. It clearly just wasn't working. The way the room was laid out just wasn't working for her. This way seems to actually be doing it. So, maybe she wasn't lazy. Maybe she wasn't ADHD or OCD or whatever. Maybe just the room wasn't working for her. So in this room, we clearly need more storage. I know a lot of you are concerned about the lack of bed frame. Actually, sleeping on the floor can be beneficial for you. But she is getting a bed frame. She has now said she wants one. So I am going to be getting her one. She is going to be getting storage cube shelving units. So she'll have some small drawers and some open shelves where she can display items like her favourite teddy bears and things like that. She's going to be getting a laundry hamper in her room. Now, she did have one before. I accidentally broke that and I just haven't got round to replacing it. That is totally my my fault. She now uses the floor as her linen basket, but she also likes to wear some clothes again. So what else she's going to be getting is a chair. And this chair is going to be for her wear again clothes. She can drape them over the back and wear them the next morning. So while we're on rooms that don't work and my plans for them, I cannot wait to start doing room renovations and room redecorations. This house does not work for any of us. It just does not work. I don't mind being the one that comes home and does all the housework. Yes, sometimes it annoys me, sometimes it's a drag, and sometimes I just won't do it because I can't be bothered. I think all of us have those days. Even people that are super wanting to clean will have the days where they either can't because they're ill or they just don't want to because they haven't got the energy. Do you know what? If you're one of those people that can do it every day, even when you're really, really ill, then, you do you. But I am definitely one of those people that sometimes has days where I just cannot be bothered, and that is okay. So I don't mind being the person that comes home to do all the housework. Dell works 60 hours a week. Alyssa works 6 days a week. Craig has his school and his education to worry about. I do work full time. So yeah, I'm going to cut myself a break and not do everything every day. But this house isn't working to the point where when I come home, it's in such chaos, I can't be bothered. I haven't got the mental energy to do it. So then that carries on to the next day, and I come home and realise, hang on a minute, I've now got 2 days worth of stuff that I've got to do. And I really don't feel like doing it. And it's only when I get my day off and I've got a whole day to go over a week's worth of neglect in this house that I actually get anything done. But then, of course, I spend my days off cleaning, and I don't want that anymore. So I am going to make it so each room works efficiently, and each room works efficiently for each person in this house. So, for example, this room, Alyssa's room we've already done. I'm going to get her the bed, the storage, and I'm going to make sure that when she comes in, everything has a place, and that place is easy to access, and those jobs are easy for her to do. In this room, one of the problems we have is that we don't have a telly in the bedroom. We do have a projector, and that projector is sitting on this unit with the penguin on it. Now, that moves all the time, and it constantly is adjusting. It scratched the wall. It's old and it's useless. It just looks tacky. It needs dusting all the time. It's a pain in the bottom. So I'm going to get some proper shelving for that to sit on, decorate them so they look all nice and have things on, and that will take away that ugly thing that you see and just is mentally taxing on your brain. Another thing that's a big problem for us in this room is the lack of linen baskets. So we're each getting a linen basket either side of the bed. So when we take our clothes off in the evening to go to bed and get changed, we can throw things straight in the linen basket. I'm going to get a blanket box for the end of the bed, and that can have things on them that we intend to wear again the next day, rather than leaving them on the floor where the dog can lay on them and they could get covered in hair. Now, our bins tend not to get used because they're hidden behind the bedside table. So I'm going to be removing the bedside tables and getting stick-on wall lamps or screw-on wall lamps, like a battery-operated, whatever. Just wall lamps that go on the wall, not on the nightstands. And then that will remove the clutter from either side of the bed, and we can actually use those bins rather than stuff being dumped in front of the nightstand, which means I won't have to keep picking up rubbish off the floor, because it will go in the bin. So that's a few things wrong with that room, and we can get them fixed. This room. Okay, storage is a royal nightmare in this room. This unit I'm clearing off now is full of junk that we don't need, use or want. Quite often it gets filled with the toilet rolls, but I'm sure there's a much nicer way we can store our toilet rolls rather than having this great monstrosity taking up a good portion of the bathroom. Our bathroom is that tiny, one unit takes up a huge area. Nice aerial shot there for you of the bathroom. So one thing I'm going to focus on is finding some sort of storage solution, around the window frame, so that we can put things in nice looking storage around the window frame, because that is space we don't use and we could use. I'm also going to make sure there are wall mounted soap dispensers, toothbrush holders, and a wall mounted towel rack, a wall mounted flannel rack. This wall mounted is very much the theme in here because there is no floor space. My father has got me a unit for under the sink. Now, I was really put off with these under sink units because the unit goes under the sink and then there's a gap where you can see the pedestal and then the sink starts. And I really don't like that. It makes me cringe. But it's free. He got it for his bathroom and it doesn't fit, so he's going to give it to us. But B, I can put pretty plants on it, and that will hide that pedestal. It will look pretty, and we will have some functional storage out of the way. It'll also hide them hideous pipes. Something else I need to get sorted along here is that shower curtain. It's already gone mouldy. This bathroom is a royal nightmare for storage and mould. It really is bad. So this curtain needs to be kept pulled all the time. However, that makes the bathroom feel really small. So one of the things that I'm going to invest in is a frosted glass shower screen. Not a shower clean, a shower screen. My sister has a shower screen and she hates cleaning it. She wants to get a frosted glass one. Now, I've learnt from her mistakes. I'm going to get a frosted glass one, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't matter if I manage to get all those hideous soap spots off. It's going to be frosted glass. I'm also planning some sort of bigger medicine cabinet and a radiator cover, which will give us more sorts of shelf space for little things that we might need. I'm also hoping with the wall-mounted soap dispensers and things like that all this stuff that gets left on the side of the bath will stop, because they will just be like mounted to the wall, literally. All you have to do is squirt the soap off the wall dispenser into your hand and apply, rather than keep leaving bottles and packets strewn about the place. Because as I was saying earlier, it's these little jobs that, yeah, on their own, they don't take long and they're not a big problem, but you mount them up and it's clutter to your eyes that makes you tired and feel overwhelmed. But it's also, it's like 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there. You add that up, like day after day, week after week, time after time, and it mounts up to quite a lot. So if I can get rid of these tiny little jobs, that will give me time to do the big project jobs, edit more videos for you guys, and actually enjoy some of my hobbies and my life, rather than spend it all working and cleaning. Even though I enjoy cleaning, I still do not want to spend my entire life on my hands and knees, scrubbing other people's gunge and whatnot out of the bath or the toilet or wherever their gunge may lay. I did notice while I was cleaning the bath, actually, there are a lot of odd jobs I need to do in the bathroom, but one that I really need to do quite soon is actually this plug hole is backing up quite a bit. It's still draining fairly well, but it's getting quite slow. Now, I do pull a good chunk of hair out here, so if you're squeamish or watch for too much longer, come back in a couple of seconds, because yeah, drain hair is disgusting. I did get some drain on blocker. That's going to go down and hopefully that will clear it, but it really is draining slow. But again, this is just another one of those odd jobs that I need to get done. Because there's no hair catcher on the drain, it goes down the drain, that needs unblocking, and it just adds a little job to my life that, yeah, in the grand scheme of things is not a lot, but it just adds and adds to that time cleaning and taking away from other little projects. Now, the toilet. I know there are going to be some of you out there that are going to be like, you didn't put your pink stuff paste or pink stuff toilet cleaner down the toilet. I did. Just because you didn't see it on camera doesn't mean it didn't happen off camera. I did indeed put the toilet cleaner down there. I just didn't film it. I just didn't record it for you. So it looks like I haven't done a complete job cleaning the toilet. I have. It will get scrubbed. Now, a lot of people also have worried about me using the same cloth to clean my whole bathroom. Yes, they do. If the toilet is particularly bad, like it was today, then I will use tissue paper instead of the same cloth. But I start from the cleanest item, usually the sink, and then clean through to the dirtiest item, which is the toilet, and then my cloth goes in a boil wash with the flora to kill any bacteria that possibly could be on it. So everything is clean and sterilised by the time it comes back round again. So it's not that disgusting. And to be honest, I'm 40 odd year old now. If it was going to do me any damage, or my kids any damage, one of us would have been violently ill by now. And my oldest is 19, my youngest is 16, and I've got a husband, and we're all living here happy and fine. So I don't see any need to change it just yet. So this is another room in our house. Well, all the rooms in our house seem to be chaotic and disorganised, just not working the way they should as rooms. This room is the dining room and is the room we walk through as soon as we come in the front door, which is just behind the camera. We come into this room and straight through into the living room. This room is a dumping ground for all things, and it's just a corridor. All that laundry was from where I took Alyssa's room apart the other day. I just dumped it there. I just didn't have the time or the energy to get it through to the kitchen. I know it's lazy, it's only like one other room away, but I had so much going on that day. I was jumping from one job to another job to another job, and do you know what? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. The laundry just sat there for a little while until I've just picked it up. No harm, no foul. Anyway, how do we fix this room? Firstly, those curtains that you can just see, they are going to have to stay short because during the winter we have the radiators on. If we have long curtains, then they will block all the heat from coming into the room and just guide it straight out the window. Totally pointless. So I'm going to get a radiator cover to go over the radiator and make those curtains look like they come to the floor without them actually having to come all the way to the floor. I am going to get a coat rack and a shoe rack to go right by the front door, which means when we come in, we will have a comfortable place to sit, pop our shoes off, pop them away and hang our coats up, which means they won't be laid all over and around the living room. We will have a place for our front door keys, car keys, which means we won't always be searching for them, namely me, because most people put their keys in the same place and know where they put them. I don't. But that option will be there, so this room will function more as like a dining room / entryway. I am going to start setting the table with the the placemats and the coasters. I'm also going to get a nice wooden bowl full of fruit perhaps, or fruit looking objects. We don't eat a lot of fruit in this house. We should, but we don't. It will go off in the bowl if I buy actual fruit. So if I buy fake fruit and good looking fake fruit, I can have a bowl of what appears to be fruit on my table and not actually have it go mouldy and manky. And my hope is that by seeing food on the table and the placemats and coasters ready to receive people eating food at the table, we will stop using it as a dumping ground and actually eat at the table, because that message subliminally is going to be there anyway. I'm also going to declutter this room. Now, it's been this colour scheme for a good many years. I really like it. And I kind of want it to stay, but I kind of want it to change. So I think I'm just going to give it a bit of an upgrade and a bit of a mix up and just see how it goes. Who knows, it might change colour. I've got my shelves up finally, so I can put my books and things up there and some of Dell's cars up there. There's going to be a blind going in this window. I was thinking maybe net curtains, seeing as they're coming back in. Who knows? That's part of the window revamp video, which may come up very soon. Who knows? Stay tuned, find out. I'm also going to be getting one of those carpet runners that will run from the front door sort of entranceway through into the dining room. I'm going to get a small rug as well, perhaps to go under the table. One of the things I'm learning from like watching feng shui videos and decorating videos is rugs help sort of anchor an area. So maybe if I have a rug under the table, that will like make that space the dining room space. Then if I get the carpet runner, that will sort of indicate this is still like the hallway sort of a space. As you've seen in previous videos, we don't really have a hallway. It's just a small square that the door opens into at the bottom of the stairs. You can't use it for anything other than opening and closing the door. So I'm going to use part of the dining room as part of the entryway, because this technically is the entryway that has been made into a dining room. So I'm going to use those rugs and those carpet runners to hopefully like separate the areas a bit clearer and help it flow a bit better. But those are my plans for this room. Hopefully it will help it function a bit better. I am going to be looking for some like artwork and decorative pieces so it looks a bit nicer. But that is the general plans for this room. A good refresh, few rugs, and to make it function better, I'm going to put a fruit bowl on the table, set the table, and get a coat rack with a shoe rack in here, and that should fix things. I hope. So we are on to day 2, and we are getting to the real messy areas of the house now. 90% of this mess is me. I start like housework and I never get a chance to finish it. Like today, for example, I got up, I enjoyed a relaxing cup of coffee in bed, got showered and dressed, ready to start my day. I took Craig to school. And well, it's not really school, as I've said before, he's doing something with the Prince's Trust. So I took him to his not school, but school kind of classy thing. Anyway, I took him in. I got him there for 9 o'clock, I believe it was. I got back home at 10. So I leave home, left home at 9, got back about 10 after dropping him off. I was then home for an hour. An hour. Before I got called, his course was over. Could I come and collect him? Yeah, no problem. So I jump in the car, I come and collect him. I have to go and get petrol because you to in and throw in. So I had to go and get petrol. Had to go and pick up some bits, milk, bread, cheese, blah, blah, blah. So I did all that. I come home. We're now rocking on to 1 o'clock. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but for me, at about 2, 3 o'clock, I literally start to wane. I'm done. By about 3 o'clock, I don't have much more mental and physical energy left to go. So my day has gone in travelling and doing bits of shopping. So this is the result of that. I get the laundry done, but I never get it to completion. I get the hangers out to do the ironing, but I never do the ironing because I never get to completion. I will try to get all the stuff off the floor so I can hoover it. I never get to completion. Now, one of the downsides of the fact that I get so exhausted in the evenings but I still have so much left to do is I will binge eat on sugary snacks to try and give me the energy to keep going. It doesn't work because anybody who binge eats sugary snacks knows, you get a good little high off of it, but it runs out quickly. And you end up crashing even harder, which means, as you can see from the sofa, you've got those like Jaffa cakes and there's some crisp wrapper on the floor, that sort of thing. I sit in like this little hovel of wrappers of snack foods because I'm trying to boost my energy levels and it doesn't work because I'm not physically tired, I am mentally tired. And again, why don't people help you? Why you should have your family help you? They're tired too. They are tired too. I work less hours than pretty much most of my family, other than Craig's schooling. Alyssa does 6 days a week. Dale does 60 hours a week. I work 4 days a week, 32 hours, which means I am here more. However, on top of being here more, I am doing school runs, I am booking appointments, I am seeing in engineers, I've got the dog to take care of. I'm not just at home to do housework. Yes, I could ask my family to help out, but as I said, they are tired too. This house needs to run more efficiently and more effectively. So how do we make this room more effective and efficient? Well, okay, so the sofas need to be a bit more higher, a bit more comfortable so we can get up and off of them easier. That's a real struggle, isn't it? They're way too low. I need to remove all visual clutter. If it's not pretty or functional, it has to go. Also, if it's broken. Now, I have been holding on to things that are broken simply because I don't want to upset people getting rid of them. The Buddha statues behind me, they have fallen down, they have broken, they are chipped, and seeing that just reminds you that the environment is chaotic and dirty, it's fractured, it's not right. So they will be going and will be replaced by something more, perhaps more, not more special because they are special, they were brought for me, but something more fitting, something that's intact. That's the word I'm after, something that's more intact. I will be trying to get a cohesive colour scheme in here. Those of you who have seen these videos before will know that my walls are covered in patches of colour because we're choosing a colour scheme. Now we actually have one. It's very modern. Although, do you know what people keep saying? Pick a more modern colour scheme. I'm sorry. But a modern colour scheme is only a modern colour scheme up until next year when they change the colour schemes that everybody should have the new modern. If you like the colour of your living room, I do not care if it's day glow pink. If you like the colour of your living room, that is the colour of your living room. And everybody else just needs to get over it. I'm not happy with mine. We've picked a colour we are happy with, and that is what we're going with. So I will be reducing visual clutter and redecorating to a nice, calm, tranquil colour the sofas will be going, and we will be getting new higher ones that are leather and easier to clean, because these hold on to the smell and the dog hair and the dust and the debris, and it just whoa. The small white tables that are down by the sides of the sofas, they will be going because they are sort of like a fake wood. It's like MDF covered in, like, I don't know what it's called, but that's what it is. And it's stained and it looks nasty and I really dislike it. So that's going. I want the arrangement of the sofas to change because that gap I just walked through there is tiny and it's so annoying. So there's lots of changes going on in here to get things right. And as you can see, if you look through the kitchen door, you see where Woody stood. That mess behind him is a bank of laundry. It runs all along that back kitchen wall and it stands higher than the dog. I've got my work cut out for me. I am really sorry, but I do not make it through into the kitchen today. That is a job that I am going to be battling for the next couple of days. So I am going to end the video in my living room. I'm going to wish you all well and hope you come back again soon. And I hope from these videos, A, you get inspired to take on some work yourself. And B, you realise that actually it is normal for people not to live in these picture perfect homes that smell beautiful and clean. It's normal if you have pets. You're probably going to have fleas. And it is absolutely normal to not care if your house isn't the most up-to-date shade of whatever colour it is someone has picked for you. It's normal. It's okay. Forgive yourself and move on. It'll be there tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and come back again soon.